Hello everyone. Hi. Again, it's Miss Sakina from Wisdom and Knowledge House Academy. First of all, I would love to wish you all guys a very happy Eid to all my students and obviously the teachers and the colleagues we have in our academy. And from the academy, I would like on behalf of academy, I would like to also I would like to also wish everybody a happy and sweet Eid. Why sweet? Because we are going to eat lots of sweets. That's what I assume. Yeah. Okay. So it's like it's a very blessed and amazing. It's an Islamic and religious, let's say, occasion. So may God bless us all. After may Allah accept our Ramadan as well, because we've been fasting in such a situation, like in such a let's say in such a situation as well. So yeah, alhamdulillah, like everything was perfect, and it went super light and it went super fast, and here we go. The Eid is just coming. I mean, it's tomorrow. So very happy Eid to everyone. Anyhow, today, after greetings, today, obviously, we're going to discuss about Eid, a little bit Eid, because I belong from a different country, and the culture is quite similar because we all are Muslims, so we do the same customs almost. So I just wanted to just share about what we do in Eid and how to greet others in English and so on and so forth. So this is our today's topic, and also we're going to cover a little or few aspects from the, let's say, grammar. I mean, few parts of grammar. So yeah, we are going to do both. So it's going to be conversation, and it's going to be at the same time a conversation and grammar. As always, we do grammar and conversation all the time. Yes. So I hope you guys have prepared well. You're super prepared for Eid. But anyways, like it's going to be inside. I mean, in houses because of the lockdown. But I hope you guys enjoy it and have lots of fun. Yeah, and it goes super well with you guys. Yeah. All right. So let's start with the topic, the first topic, which is Eid. Yeah. In my country, or let's say in our, like, because obviously it's different from like slight difference, let's say, because we are Muslims, so all customs are the same, because it's an Islamic and holy occasion, so we all just do the same customs probably. So they're slightly they must be slight differences, but mostly it's just the same. So what we do basically is like okay, the all right, in my country, because we fast, okay, we fast. So the last day of Ramadan, we see the moon, right? So we call it Chand Rat. Basically, Chand is the moon, and Rat is the night, which is the night of the moon, let's say. So what we do is like we gather all the family, right? All family girls, members. We start making sweets. We to prepare for Eid, like to prepare for the next day. So we make sweets, and obviously all sweets are homemade. We make them at home. Then we draw. Then we select the dresses we wear, or we go out for shopping or whatsoever. We get the dresses, matching jewelry, matching. We do our hairs, go to saloon and stuff like that. Okay, so we prepare fully for Eid. Yeah. So what else we do basically? Yeah. Then we have this custom in my country that girls, they like to draw henna in their hands. Okay, so we draw henna, we make hennas in our hands, and we like to, because obviously it's the it looks, it's one of the customs in my country that henna is a sign of beauty. It gives you beauty. So we get prepared in that such a way that all girls start putting henna in their hands and stuff like that. It's so interesting. It depends on the culture, but it's so interesting. This is one of the things we always do. We wait for Eid. So why we wait for Eid? Just because of henna. We like to draw henna. We like to have them in our hands and sometimes in our feet. It depends from a person to another. Yeah, not only girls. Obviously, I'm talking about girls, not obviously men. Yeah. All right, so this is our custom, like the so we prepare for Eid and stuff. So the second day, what we do is like we all wake up super early. Yeah, obviously we prepare ourselves to pray for. Obviously, men go to mosques, they pray for Eid, and we also go. We pray it at home sometimes, but not always because it's too early, and sometimes it's so difficult to wake up really early. But yeah, we do also pray for let's say for Eid and stuff. Yeah. Anyhow, so this is my customs, or let's say what we do. And then we always have this after the men come back from the mosque, we girls or we ladies, we get dressed up, and we make sure that we are ready, and we make the breakfast ready for them. We also have a sweet. We always make a sweet, a dish of sweet that we can serve it in the morning, like for the ones who went for to mosque and pray, and they come back. So we serve them the sweet. Okay. So yeah, this is the custom we have in Pakistan, or let's say in my country. Yeah. Okay. I hope like if you have anything to share, guys, like about your custom, because I know like depends, or it's different from a person to another, from a family to another, so it depends. So if you'd like to share anything, please do write it on the comments, and obviously I'm gonna read them. Yeah. Okay. So how do we greet for Eid? Okay. It is very important. Like for example, it's this this occasion is only for Muslims. Okay. But how you greet for Eid? Like we usually say Happy Eid, wishing you a very happy Eid, or wish you a very sweet and happy Eid. In the beginning I've said that. So it's always, you have to say Happy Eid, right? We always say Happy Eid, or this is how we wish basically. Wishing you a very happy Eid. Wishing you and your family or beloved ones a very happy Eid, for example. Stay blessed. Congratulations. But usually congratulations used for, some people do use it, but it's better to use it in more in other on other occasions, like marriages and stuff like that. Yeah, this is it. So this is how we greet for Eid, and today's session was just to greet you guys, and tell you a little bit about the customs, and the yeah, customs of Eid, like what we do, and yeah, this is it. And then after obviously after we serve them the this let's say sweets and stuff, lots of the best part, because I'm living in Jordan and I have no relatives here, so in Pakistan it's quite different, because we have a very we have a very huge circle. Yeah, I mean big circle. People come and visit us, we go and visit them, and it's like especially if you're living in village. I always spend my, if I'm in Pakistan, I would spend my Eid in a village. It's so much fun, and it's like I go out, I go and meet everyone there, kids, like I give them Eid as well, like Eid is like money I give them. So it's more fun in Pakistan. Like even for shopping and everything, like it's very lively, you feel it. In Jordan I felt that as well, but because because I don't have relatives here, so you feel a little bit isolated somehow, or no social connection. So what we do is I feel like somehow you know I don't feel that much fun as in Pakistan, but no, it is like it's good. I've spent maybe like uh, around like 8 or 7 Eids maybe in Jordan. So yeah, I think it's amazing. Yeah. Um, the best part is like we get holidays. We get holidays. So this is why I like Eid. So I can sleep enough. Some people, they just spend their Eid sleeping and that's it. But no, you should have fun. You should enjoy it. It's a blessed occasion. So you need to enjoy it. All right. So this is how we greet basically. Okay. So this was the if you guys want to write anything regarding Eid, you want to share anything like your customs. Again, I'm just going to say this again because if you're really interested to do that, please do comment, and I'm gonna read your comments and read them loudly so everybody knows what are your customs. Yeah. Okay. So this was the part of Eid and the greeting and all that. Today I'm going to talk about, I came up with different grammar topics, yeah, and they are going to be different, like two different grammar topics. First of all, we're going to talk about prepositions, and second topic is how to ask politely, politely. There are there are three keywords. Okay, we're going to use them. How to ask politely. It's very important to know how to ask politely, and it depends. Who are you talking to? Who are you communicating to? In that aspect, you will know if, for example, if you're talking to your colleagues, then you have to go with a certain way of asking, and the level of politeness is going to be different than the level of politeness when you talk to your friends, your family, I guess, and so on. First, I'm going to cover the a topic of prepositions. Yeah. So the preposition topic is going to be, we have obviously, like in English, we have prepositions of time. Usually people get really confused and they mix them. They start in, on, at. I mean, they use them, they misuse them basically. So today I'm going to give you very simple ways or tips how to memorize them, and it's not actually, again, language is not about memorizing only, it's about practicing. Okay, you need to memorize and practice. Like if you study something or if you learn something, you need to practice it in terms of like to become better, and once you start using it, you will get used to it. You will get used to it and you will speak it correctly every time. Okay, so the first preposition of time is going to be in, and we have to know when do we use in, right? Okay, so the preposition in, we use it for months. Like for example, I was born in October. Okay, I was born in October. I can't say I was born on October. So for months, we basically use in. We don't use any other preposition. Okay, in. So in goes with months. All right, in, we use it with months. In years as well. For example, I was born in the year in 1920 in 1990. Okay, 1992, in 1990 whatsoever. Okay, so in, all right, in with months, with years. Okay, and also we use it with parts of the days. Like, what are the parts of the days in English? We have 4 parts of the days: in the morning, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Okay, and there is dawn time. What is dawn time? That is Fajr, I guess, Fajr time. We call it dawn time. But with dawn time, we do not use in. We use at. We say at dawn. See, that's an exception. We have lots of exceptional cases in English, like grammar. So we need to memorize, or we need to know them. We have to be aware to know them. Okay, so at dawn time. Okay, at dawn time. I wake up early at dawn time, let's say. Okay, so at dawn time. I have a cup of coffee in the morning, or in mornings. Okay, if you're talking about mornings, like every morning, all right, so every morning means like you do this action every morning. So we do not need, because we have every, so we can't use in. All right, we cannot say I have coffee in every morning. No, it's either you use n or you use every. Okay, so every morning or in the morning. All right, so I have coffee every morning, or I have coffee in the mornings. Okay, so here we used in with morning, with evening, morning, with afternoon. So it's basically morning, and then at noon we have noon time as well. What is noon? Noon is 12 o'clock. All right, when it's 12 in the morning, like after 11 there is 12, right? So when we say at 12, that's noon time. Okay, noon time. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And then we say at night. Okay, at night and at dawn time. So in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and then we have at night and at dawn time. See, so these are parts of the days. Okay, so we have these parts of the days. I'm going to repeat them again. So again, in the morning, in the afternoon. What comes after morning? Afternoon, right? Afternoon is after 12. Okay, the time which is after 12, sharp 12, it is afternoon. But when it's noon, when somebody says like, I'm going to be at your house at noon, what does at noon mean? It means like sharp at 12. Okay, yeah, 12, which is like after, in the morning, 12 morning. Yeah, okay. All right, so these are the parts of the days. So we use in with parts of the days. We use them with months. We use them with years. We use them with what else? That's it. Yeah. Okay. I've given you some examples. Like I have just attached the examples with each condition, or let's say usage. Yeah. And the next usage is going to be on. Next preposition is going to be on, okay? On. So we use on with days of the week, all right? Days of the week. And we use it, like for example, I go to academy, or I go to university on Sunday, okay? On Sundays, if you want to just say every Sunday, which means on Sundays, okay? So I go to work on Mondays, let's say, okay? So yeah, we use on with days of the week, okay? Days of the week. All right. And also we use on with full dates. Full dates. For example, we said that with only year we use in, right? In 1990, for instance, okay? In 2020, yeah? We had this disease in 2020, which is the coronavirus came in 2020, let's say. Okay, so for we were talking about the full dates. All right. Now for full dates, we say, let's say, or I'm just gonna give you an example. My date of birth, or let's say, yeah, my date of birth. I was born on 15th October 1990. Yeah, so here I'm giving you a full date. If I'm telling you only a month, or if I'm just mentioning mentioning a year or a month, then I would say in. All right, but if I'm mentioning the full date, then I would say on. Okay, so you need to be careful. So with full dates we use on, and with months in years we use in. I have mentioned that earlier. Okay, all right. Next, we also use on with with the day plus part of the day. For instance, for example, Sunday morning, Tuesday evening, Saturday. Okay, for example, I gave a class on Saturday morning. See, so I have just specified on Saturday, the day, plus the part of the day, like when exactly I given this class, okay? So it was on Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Sunday night, Sunday whatsoever, okay? So it's the day plus the part of the day, okay? So in that case, we use on, all right? We use on. Okay. And yes, at last, or let's say the last preposition is at, right? And when do we use at? We use at when we talk about, or let's say when we mention the time, right? For example, at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, and so on and so forth. Okay. Um, for example, my class starts at 11 o'clock. Yeah. I finish work at 3 p.m. or 3 o'clock. You can say that when the time is sharp, 3, 2, and so on and so forth, then you have to use o'clock. But when the time is like, let's say, hour and a minute, like for instance, I finish work at 3:30. So here we cannot say 3:30 o'clock. No, it's just 3:30. All right, or 3:30 if it's like. Let's say if it's the British way, or yeah, we call it British way, yes, because we have the analog time and we have the American time, which is, yeah, so there is a classic one and there is analog, which is the American style. We say 3:30. That's in, like you mentioned the hour and then the minutes, yeah, as it is, yeah. But in classic way, which is the British way, we say we use quarter. We use, like, we first read the minutes, then we read the hours, and then we have past and quarter, right? For example, if the time is 2:30, then we say half past 3. If the time is 3:15, then we say quarter past 3. Yeah, it's almost like that. Yeah. If you want, next time I can just next time I can explain it more deeply. Yeah, we can go over it deeply. Yeah. All right, this is it. That's all about prepositions. I hope that you guys, if you'd like, you can ask me questions, like through the comments. You can ask us questions, yeah. And if things are not clear enough for you guys over the prepositions, you can ask us some questions, and obviously we're going to reply on that and give you the proper answers accordingly. Plus, if you have sentences to share with us, practicing, or examples on in, on, at, sure, we would highly accept your comments, or just write them on the comments, and then we're gonna read them for sure. Okay, there is another thing I would like to share, which is about the arrive. Okay. Sometimes we use different prepositions with arrive, okay? The word arrive. What does arrive mean? Arrive is like when somebody arrives a place, okay? Somebody arrives a place, that I have arrived in airport, that I have just entered this airport, okay? So arrive. With arrives, there are lots of like people. I mean, there are lots of people, yeah, they do lots of mistakes as well, okay? Many people do mistakes over these things. So, for example, when we say, when did you arrive? Let's say a dash in London, okay? All right. So here, what we're going to use? We're going to use in, okay? When did you arrive in London? Okay, in London. Generally, it's a place, so I'm going to say in London, okay? But okay, I'm going to give you the rule, okay? Arrive with cities. If we're mentioning cities, then you have to use in, all right? As I've mentioned, when did you arrive in London, okay? So in London. Here I'm talking about prepositions of place, and basically in is a preposition of place. So it reflects, or it talks, I mean, because we're talking about places, so we're going to use these prepositions as well, okay? So arrive with cities, we use in, all right? But when we talk about a specific place, like, or particular, a name of a place, or a name of a particular place in somewhere, okay? So we use we use at, okay? For example, let's say at which hotel are you staying, for example. We don't say in which hotel are you staying. We can, well, it is possible, but it's like people can use these kind of things in conversation. It doesn't matter, but the correct one is at, okay? We should use at, like at hotels, which I'm staying at Hilton Hotel. I'm staying at Fairmont Hotel. Why? Because it's particular. It's very. I mean, it's specified. That's why. Okay. So when we use when we use a specific place, then we have to use. I mean, we have to mention at, or we have to use at. Okay, preposition at. But if I'm talking about a general place like London, whatsoever, so we use in. And with time, obviously, we use at. For example, when we say I have arrived on time, it's an expression, right? So when we use an expression with arrive, then we have to use at. Okay. So here we go. We have covered these three, let's say, conditions. Yeah, three conditions when to use at with the verb arrive. The first one was arrive. We use it with, if we use it with cities, general cities, known cities, then we have to use in. Okay, we have to use in, as I've mentioned, in London, in USA, in let's say in Jordan. Okay, these are common countries. Yeah, but when we talk about a specific a name of a specific or particular place, then we have to use at. Okay, and if you're mentioning if there is the let's say if there is the verb arrive, and we have we have an expression, we use on. Okay, we use on. For example, arrive on time. So I am just mentioning, this is an expression basically, so I'm going to say arrive on time. All right, I'm not going to use arrive at time, arrive in time. No, on time. All right. So these are, I hope, like these are basically very informative things basically. I haven't known these things so deeply. I had to research about them, and then this is how I got them basically. So I hope I'm conveying this to you guys, and I hope you get benefit of this. Alright, so if you have any question regarding these prepositions, please do ask again. Thank you. Hussein Idris is saying this is a good program. Thank you. This program relates to this academy where I work. It's Wisdom and Knowledge House Academy. Yes. If you guys have any questions, please, or if you if you want to know about the academy more, obviously you can research, or you can get into the page more, and then we have some specific people who can just, if you have any inquiries, they can answer you on spot and so on and so forth. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get back to, or let's talk about simple ways to ask questions in polite ways. Yeah. Sorry for the noise we have. I would just take a 1 minute break, just 1 minute break. Okay, I'm really sorry to get some, I just took a break for 1 minute. I mean, even less than 1 minute, a second maybe. I'm sorry for the noise we had today, because it's Eid tomorrow, and we've got like some guests and stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so this is what we covered. We basically covered the prepositions. We said the prepositions of time is in, on, and at. Now I would like to talk, or I would like to share simple ways to ask questions in polite way. It's very important because people, they don't, or let's say in English we have formal and informal ways of asking questions politely, and it depends, as I've said earlier, that it depends on who are you talking to or interacting to. If it's like your friend and you know, member of your family, someone who's very close to you, then you don't have to be formal with them. You just stay informal with them. But if it's formal, I mean, if you're talking about, if you're talking to some official, you know, concerns or official people, then you have to be, the levels of politeness is going to be higher, okay? So yeah, we have three keywords here, and they are modal verbs. We call them modal verbs. They're basically modal verbs, and you know, we have too many modal verbs, and each we use them for different, like they have different uses. So the three ways of asking, or three modal verbs, we can use them to ask questions politely. They are can, could, and may. All right. So again, I'm gonna repeat them: can, could, and may. Okay. Yes. So if you are talking about, or talking, if you're talking to family members, and if you're talking to your friends, like very close friends, then here you have to use can, okay? And it's like for informal people, I mean, it's informal way of asking. Can, for example, can you do me this favor? Can you pass me that cushion? Can you give me water? It could be anything, okay? I mean, can is for those people who are very close to you and informal people, okay? It's an informal way of asking question, but it doesn't mean it's impolite. It is polite, okay? It is a polite way, but it's just informal, okay? But it is informal. You can use it with any preposition. It could be any kind of, sorry, not preposition. It could be with, I mean, any subject pronouns like I, you, we, they, he, she, it, so on and so forth, okay? So, for example, can I go out? I mean, you're asking for a permission, but it could be very polite. Like it's not politely. Maybe you're asking any of your friends or whatsoever, or family member, but at least you're asking politely, yeah? All right. Now could, let's talk about could. Could is the same thing, but it's semi-formal, okay? Semi-formal. It depends. For example, if you're talking to your colleagues, if you're talking to someone, like if you're walking in a street and you just find someone, like you don't know this person. Obviously, he's not very close to you, but you want to be semi-formal to them, so you should use could. Or for example, if you are in a mall and you want to buy something, like could you show me that shoes, please? Yeah, we can use please, but please is very polite way. Like it's on a higher level. So you don't have to use please every time. Yeah. So could is for semi-formal. Like for example, you are in a mall and you want to order food. For example, you should say, or you can say, could you could I get, or could I have, for example, could I have a burger? Could I have Pepsi? I mean, whatsoever, but you have to use could, okay? You have to use could for semi-formal, for people you don't know, people you are not familiar to, people who are like semi-formal in your life, okay? Yes. With salespersons have said, or if you go to the doctor, if you go anywhere else, if you ask them anything, then it could be, like if you ask them for something, then it should be with could, okay? Now, the very higher level of you know, asking politely is a very formal way, and that is may. We ask with may. And by the way, may is only used, I mean, what do we use with may? Only two pronouns, which is I or we, okay? May I go to the bathroom, please? May I copy this for you, please? We use please Why? Because it's a very very polite way. It's just a very polite way and formal. We use it for formal with formal people. For example, you're working in a company and you have like very you have lots of clients, you have lots of customers, and they are, you know, they are somehow like, or people who are in higher ranks, or people who are very like they're official people and formal. So you have to use may in this case. Okay, that's it. So these are the three keywords. If we know how to use them: can, could, may. The only thing you have to know that when to use each one correctly and in the proper time. Yeah, that's it. So for example, may I do this for you, may I do that for you, and so on and so forth. Or may we go out, and if like may I take a break if you don't mind. See, if you don't mind, because I want to make sure that the other person is not getting pissed, for example, if I go out, yeah, or feel bad if I go out. So here it is very like, you need to show your best manners. We use also like may when for interviews. Like for example, I'm in a company and I'm going to do an interview for someone, so I have to show my best manners, for example. So I would ask politely. Yeah, so I would ask politely, and I have that is the time where I have to show my, you know, best manners, let's say, or behaviors. So, you know, it's very good to use may, but with officials only. Okay, if you want to ask anything. Okay, if you have any questions regarding this may, could, can, asking like for permissions, not asking for permissions, sorry, it's just asking for something generally, or asking for something, but it doesn't mean that they all are polite. We ask them politely, yeah, but depends on the persons, like who are you talking to or interacting to, because the level of formality, or the level of yeah, formality differs from the person to another. And as I've said, like, you have to know when to use them. Yeah, when is the right time to use them. Like if you're talking to your clients, official people, formal people, then you have to use may. If you're talking to people you don't know, but you're not sure that they're official, you're not sure they are even they're not close to you, so you have to go with could. And if you're talking about your friends, if you're talking with your friends, or if you're talking with your not just friends and family members, then you have to go with can. Yes. Okay, so in here, like for example, you went, I'm gonna give you another example, guys, on may. That, for example, if you've been to a very fancy restaurant, like if you're in a mall, then obviously you have to be semi-formal. You don't have to be formal, obviously. So you would order formally, semi-formally, like could you get me this? Could you get me that? Could you could I get I can say, could I get a burger or Big Mac tasty or whatsoever? I mean, you just do your order with could, okay? But if you're going to a very fancy restaurant means like very high classy restaurant, then there, you know, you have to be very formal. You have to show your formality there. So you have to use may. May I get this? May I get that? Because obviously they all are formal in there. Okay, now these are questions and so on. Okay, here we have Hussein Idris is saying, good program. Thank you very much, Hussein. That's a very nice compliment from me. And there's Bassem is also saying hi. Hello, Bassem. I hope you're doing well, and happy Eid for you both. Hussein is asking, maybe, you said we can use may with we, please give example. Yeah, please is well, you don't always have to say please, even with may. Don't get used to please a lot, but it's a very official way if you say please as well. Okay, for example, may I go? Okay, may I go outside, please? May I have a break for 5 minutes, please? You know, like a comma and then please and question mark. Yeah, so in return, the responses, yeah, we have just mentioned the questions. Now, what are the responses according the level of formality? Okay, I mean the level of how formal is the answers, because our obviously, because the formality of the question should match with the formality of answers, right? If you're asking in a formal way, then your question should be also in your answers, sorry, your responses, I mean the responses will get back to you in a formal way, the way you ask. Okay, I like the way you teach, thank you very much. Okay, so here we go. The responses, if we have some positive responses, let's say for example, if I'm asking, may I have some orange juice? Here, because I am asking with may, I can add please. Okay, may I have some orange juice, please? Okay, if the response, let's say, is as I've told you, like if you're asking people who are who are close to you, for example your family member or friends, then you would say, can I have some orange juice? We don't have to use please, obviously, right? Because it's not formal. So can I have some orange juice? I would say, sure, here you go. Right? This is positive answer or positive response. Positive response. Okay, if you are asking people who are semi-formal to you, you're not sure about them. So here would be your question. Could I have some orange juice? I don't have to say please here, but it's additional thing. It's up to you if you want to say please, or if you want to add please, that's up to you. Okay, if you use it, if you don't use it, that doesn't mean that you're impolite. No, it's fine. So you would say, I mean, my answer is going to be, if it's positive, I would reply, of course, sure. Okay, yes. And if you are talking to someone who is very official, formal, whatsoever, I mean the highest level of formality, or the highest level of, you need to give respect, well, it's all respectful, but it's very formal, let's say, the highest level of formality. Then here we go with this question, may I have some orange juice, please? So I would say certainly, which means sure. See, certainly is very official or formal way of answer, okay, of answering someone. It means sure. Certainly means sure, okay. So since saying may we have an orange juice? Yeah, of course. If you are a group of people and you're ordering on their behalf as well, then you would say may we. Exactly. Again, I'm gonna repeat this. We use can and could. We can use them with all pronouns, like all subject pronouns. But may, we only use it with we, or with we and I. Okay, may I have this? May I do this? May I whatsoever? Okay, but can she go to the bathroom? For instance, can he play guitar? Okay, it could be. It's okay if you use other pronouns with sorry, if you use other pronouns with can and could, it's fine. But with may, we have only two pronouns which is used. That's I or we. Yeah. Okay, this is it. So yeah, I've just given you the very positive responses. Now I'm going to also talk about the negative responses. Like, we expect negative responses. Like, it doesn't mean, for example, if I ask, may I have some orange juice, please? Maybe the person says, sorry, we don't have them, right? Or we don't have. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. So here, for example, it depends. I'm gonna say them also again, like as I've told you guys earlier. The question depends on the formality, the level of formality, and the answer. Okay. All right. For example, if I'm talking again with with my friends and I'm asking them, let's say, can I have some orange juices? So here, sorry, we are all out. Or we can say we don't have them, or we don't have it. Yeah, they're not available. Yeah, we can say that. And if I'm asking with could, which is like semi-formal, could I have some orange juice, or could I come to your house, or could I stay over, could I whatsoever. So I would say I'm sorry, we are all out. We can say I'm sorry, but that could be it could be the same answer, you know, with a formal one, with informal one, or let's say, yeah, informal one, which is the first one. Yeah. If I ask, or let's say if I say, may I have some orange juices, and we don't have them, I can say I'm afraid we don't have them, or they're not available. So in this way I am being more formal, okay, and more official. Yeah. So this is it. So these were the topics I wanted to discuss basically. So we have just done the we first, like, we started with greetings, happy Eid and so on and so forth, because obviously, like, it's an Eid and it's a blessed occasion, Islamic occasion, a holy occasion, let's say. I just wanted to you know, just you know, go on live stream and give you these sessions as well, because every Wednesday was our, you know, like, uh, our session supposed to be, but this Wednesday we couldn't make it. Yesterday we couldn't make it, so I just, you know, I said no, I have to do it today then. All right, so again, guys, I hope you all have just a very happy Eid, and enjoy your Eid, a blessed Eid, with your beloved ones, your family, and eat lots of sweets, obviously. Eat a lot in these 3 days, because you know, we have to. We've lost lots of you know, sugar, I guess, in this Ramadan, but no, it all went very well, and it's a I mean, to be very honest, I'm a little bit sad, because our routine, and you know, I was going very well with this Ramadan, honestly. So it's a little bit like, I'm a little bit sad, because like it's just passing very fast, and today is the last day of Ramadan, so it's actually over. So yeah. Anyhow, again, I'm just gonna mention the topics we have just talked about again. So we've done the greetings for Eid, and we've done prepositions of time, in, on, at, and when to use each of them, and what are the uses of them, and with examples. Please do watch this session if you want to know about them more. And we also talked about the ways of asking in a formal way, politely, formal and informal way, and semi-formal way. So I hope you like this session, and if you like this class, please I mean, if you have any questions, guys, please do comment us, and um, we will definitely answer you guys on spot. Please, I want to know the time and dates you do this program. Well, usually we do it on Wednesday, but we will post, like, we will tell you guys before. So we will get to tell you definitely. But usually we do it on Wednesdays, Wednesday evening time, like around this time. But obviously in Ramadan we used to do it from 9 to 10. But with you know, like, normal days, I think the timings will be changed. So we will definitely tell you. Yeah, that's it, Hussein. I hope you guys enjoyed this session and liked it. So again, if you have any questions, please do ask. And obviously this page relates to our academy, and if you have any questions regarding the academies, or like you want to inquire about anything, please do comment, and definitely they will you know, respond back soon, or like as they get the comment, they will respond to you. And again, happy Eid. We're done with Ramadan though. Happy Eid from me, and on behalf of my colleagues and behalf of the academy itself, to all the students. And I would say happy Eid to my colleagues as well, and students, and everyone. Enjoy your Eid a lot, and hopefully we just, you know, get rid of this disease, the coronavirus soon, and then we just meet and get back to our normal life, and see you in the academy, guys. And that's it. You will. Hussein is asking, how can I speak English like you? You need to practice. Well, I have, okay, I adapt the language, to be very honest, because since I was young, I was speaking English because with my parents, they do speak English very well, and they used to speak to us in English, so this is how we got to use to speak English. But for you guys, I think you need to study. I have studied a lot. I'm not telling you guys that I didn't study. I had to study grammar, I had to study reading, I had to study different things. But yeah, you need to study as well. You need to watch videos. You need to you need to focus on the skills, the language skills, which is listening, reading, writing, speaking. You need to you need to go with these three together. It's not like just focusing on one and leaving the others. No, you need to just focus on four of them and keep going on. Study every day 5 to 10 vocabs, make sentences, speak them. I mean, just talk, I mean, speak them loudly. And this is how you will be perfect. What is this live for? This was for English class. You can watch this session from the beginning, and you'll get to know that we've been covering some grammar topics and the customs of Eid and stuff. Yeah. Alright guys, this is it for today, and I hope to see you for the next session. Thank you very much, and happy Eid again.